the entire realm. The clock tower was not just a timekeeper but also a symbol of harmony and balance. Its clockwork mechanisms were powered by a magical gemstone known as the Heart of Time, a radiant crystal that glowed with a golden light. The ruler of the Clockwork Kingdom was King Orion, a wise and benevolent monarch who deeply cared for his people and their mechanical marvels. His most trusted advisor was a brilliant inventor named Elara, who was known for her ingenuity and kindness. One fateful day, a dark shadow fell over the kingdom. The Heart of Time, which had always glowed with a steady, warm light, began to flicker and dim. The clockwork mechanisms that powered the kingdom's wonders began to malfunction, and the once thriving land started to fall into disarray. King Orion and Elara were deeply concerned. Without the Heart of Time, the kingdom's balance would be disrupted, and its mechanical marvels would fall into chaos. Determined to save their beloved land, Elara set out on a quest to restore the Heart of Time and bring back the kingdom's harmony. Elara's journey took her to the farthest corners of the Clockwork Kingdom, where she encountered a variety of mechanical beings. Her first challenge was the Forest of Gears, a dense woodland where the trees were made of interlocking gears and springs. In the heart of the forest, Elara met a wise old owl named Cogsworth. To find the Heart of Time, Cogsworth hooted, "You must seek the guidance of the Clockwork Sage, who resides in the Winding Cavern. But beware, the path is fraught with trials that will test your resolve." Elara thanked Cogsworth and ventured towards the Winding Cavern. The path was indeed challenging, filled with labyrinthine tunnels and shifting gears. Elara had to solve intricate puzzles and navigate through mechanical traps. Her determination and cleverness helped her overcome each obstacle. Eventually, Elara reached the Winding Cavern, where she found the Clockwork Sage, a mystical figure with a robe of shimmering cogs and a staff topped with a glowing crystal. The sage was deep in meditation, and Elara waited patiently until he awoke. "Welcome, seeker of balance," the Clockwork Sage said, his voice echoing with a harmonious tone. "To restore the Heart of Time, you must retrieve the missing fragments of its power, which have been scattered across the kingdom." The sage explained that the fragments were hidden in 3 locations: the Crystalline Caverns, the Skyward Spire, and the Eternal Library. Each location held a piece of the heart's power and was guarded by a unique challenge. The first fragment, the Crystalline Caverns. Elara journeyed to the Crystalline Caverns, a breathtaking underground world of glistening crystals and shimmering pools. Here, she faced the challenge of the Prism Guardian, a giant crystal golem that could only be appeased by solving a series of light-based puzzles. Elara used her knowledge of reflections and angles to navigate through the labyrinth of crystals and secure the first fragment. The second fragment, the Skyward Spire. Next, Elara ascended to the Skyward Spire, a towering structure that floated among the clouds. The spire was home to a fleet of mechanical birds that guarded the second fragment. To retrieve it, Elara had to engage in a delicate aerial ballet with the birds, using her skills to synchronize with their flight patterns and earn their trust. The third fragment, the Eternal Library. The final location was the Eternal Library, a vast repository of knowledge filled with ancient scrolls and enchanted books. The library was protected by a series of riddles and enchanted mechanisms. Elara spent hours deciphering ancient texts and solving intricate puzzles to find the last fragment hidden within a book of wisdom. With all 3 fragments in hand, Elara returned to the Grand Clock Tower. The final challenge awaited her. She had to reassemble the Heart of Time and restore its magic to its rightful place. The process was delicate, requiring precise alignment and careful placement of the fragments. As Elara worked, King Orion and the citizens of the Clockwork Kingdom gathered, hopeful and anxious. With one final turn of a key and a burst of golden light, the Heart of Time was restored. The clockwork mechanisms whirred back to life, and the kingdom's harmony was renewed. The Heart of Time glowed with a brilliant, steady light, and the kingdom was filled with joy and celebration. The mechanical marvels were once again in perfect balance, and the land flourished. Elara was celebrated as a hero, and the Clockwork Sage appeared to bless her with a special gift, a mechanical companion named Ticker. A tiny, clockwork creature that would always be by her side. King Orion thanked Elara for her bravery and wisdom, and the kingdom thrived under the renewed light of the heart of time. And so, the Clockwork Kingdom continued to spin its wondrous gears and mechanisms, a land of harmony and magic, forever guided by the brilliance of the heart of time and the courage of a young inventor. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a vast forest, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Mira. Mira had a deep love for nature and spent most of her days tending to her grandmother's garden, which was filled with vibrant flowers and fragrant herbs. One evening, while pruning a rose bush, Mira discovered an old, dusty key buried among the roots. It was an ornate key with intricate designs, and it had a faint, magical glow. Intrigued, Mira showed the key to her grandmother, who recognized it with wide eyes. "Ah, Mira," her grandmother said with a hint of excitement, "this is the key to the enchanted garden, a magical place spoken of in old legends. It's said to be hidden deep within the forest, and only those with a pure heart can find it. But remember, finding the garden is only the beginning. The garden holds a great secret that must be uncovered." Mira's curiosity was piqued, and she decided to embark on a journey to find the enchanted garden. She packed a small satchel with essentials and set off into the forest. Guided by the moonlight and the mysterious key. The forest was dense and filled with the sounds of chirping crickets and rustling leaves. Mira followed a narrow, winding path illuminated by the moon's gentle glow. After hours of walking, she reached a clearing with an old, ivy-covered archway. The archway was adorned with glowing runes that seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. With a deep breath, Mira approached the archway and used the key to unlock a hidden gate behind it. As the gate creaked open, a breathtaking sight unfolded before her eyes: the enchanted garden. The garden was a place of wonder, with flowers that glowed softly, trees with silver leaves, and a gentle stream that sparkled like stardust. At the heart of the garden was a grand, ancient oak tree with a door carved into its trunk. The door was adorned with the same glowing runes as the archway. Mira felt a sense of awe and excitement as she approached the door. Suddenly, a melodious voice echoed through the garden. "Welcome, brave soul. I am Leora, the guardian of the enchanted garden. To unlock the true magic of this garden, you must complete 3 trials. The first trial is the trial of courage." Mira nodded and prepared herself for the challenge. Leora's voice continued, "In the heart of the garden lies the maze of shadows. You must navigate through it to find the Heartstone, a gem that will reveal the path to the next trial." Mira entered the maze of shadows, a labyrinth filled with shifting walls and mysterious illusions. The maze was dark and eerie, with shadows that seemed to move and whisper. Mira's heart raced, but she kept her focus on finding the Heartstone. As she navigated through the maze, Mira encountered various obstacles, illusionary creatures and deceptive paths. She relied on her inner strength and determination to overcome each challenge. Finally, she reached the center of the maze, where the Heartstone glowed with a warm, comforting light. With the Heartstone in hand, Mira returned to the entrance of the maze, where Leora awaited her. "You have completed the trial of courage," Leora said. "The next trial is the trial of wisdom. You must seek out the sage of the garden and answer his riddle." Mira followed the compass of the Heartstone and found the sage, an ancient tortoise with a wise, knowing gaze. The sage spoke in a deep, calming voice: "To pass the trial of wisdom, you must solve my riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Mira thought carefully, recalling the riddles and puzzles she had solved before. "The answer is an echo," she said with confidence. The sage nodded and presented Mira with a shimmering, silver key. "You have passed the trial of wisdom," he said. "This key will guide you to the final trial." Mira took the key and followed its guidance to a serene pond in the garden, where a gentle, glowing figure emerged from the water. "I am the spirit of the moonlight," the figure said. "To complete the final trial, the trial of kindness, you must help restore the moonflower to full bloom. It is the heart of the garden and the source of its magic." Mira looked around and noticed that the moonflower, a magnificent bloom with petals that shimmered like silver, was wilting and in need of care. She gently tended to the flower, using the knowledge she had gained from her grandmother's garden. She watered it with enchanted water from the stream and sang a soothing lullaby. As Mira cared for the moonflower, its petals began to glow and regain their vibrant color. The garden seemed to come alive with renewed energy and magic. The spirit of the moonlight smiled warmly. "You have shown great kindness and restored the heart of the garden," the spirit said. "You have completed all 3 trials and unlocked the true magic of the enchanted garden." The grand oak tree's door creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient scrolls and treasures. At the center of the chamber was a beautiful, radiant crystal that pulsed with a soft, golden light. Leora appeared beside Mira. "This crystal is the source of the garden's magic," Leora explained. "It has the power to bring joy and prosperity to the world outside. As a token of our gratitude, we offer you a gift, a magical seed that will allow you to create your own enchanted garden." Mira accepted the gift with gratitude and returned to her village with a heart full of wonder and a magical seed. She used the seed to create a beautiful garden in her village, one that was filled with vibrant flowers and enchanting magic. The village flourished, and the garden became a cherished place for all to enjoy. Mira's adventure became a beloved story in the village, inspiring others to seek their own magic and embrace the wonders of nature. And so, Mira lived a life filled with joy and wonder, always connected to the magic of the enchanted garden. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village called Rosewood, there was a garden like no other. This garden, known as the Enchanted Garden, was said to hold secrets and wonders beyond imagination. It was surrounded by high, ivy-covered walls, and only a few had ever seen its interior. The villagers spoke of magical flowers that bloomed with the light of the moon and fruits that granted extraordinary dreams. In Rosewood lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her boundless curiosity and love for nature. She had heard countless stories about the enchanted garden and dreamt of exploring its hidden wonders. Despite the village's many tales, no one knew how to enter the garden. The key was said to be hidden somewhere in the village, waiting for someone worthy to discover it. One bright spring morning, while exploring the outskirts of Rosewood, Lila came across an old, dusty book hidden beneath a pile of autumn leaves. The book's cover was adorned with intricate designs of flowers and stars. Intrigued, Lila took it home and carefully opened it. The book was filled with ancient tales and mysterious symbols. As she flipped through its pages, she found a faded map and a riddle that read, "Where the willow weeps and the moonlight shines. A secret lies where the old oak entwines. Seek the heart of the garden, where dreams are sown. For only the pure-hearted may call it their own." Excited by the discovery, Lila realized the map led to a large willow tree on the edge of the village. Determined to uncover the garden's secret, she set off with the book, the map, and a small bag of supplies. At the willow tree, Lila carefully examined the area around the roots, as indicated by the map. After some searching, she found a hidden compartment in the trunk containing a small, ornate key with a shimmering gemstone embedded in its handle. This, she believed, was the key to the enchanted garden. With the key in hand, Lila made her way to the towering walls of the garden. As she approached, the gate, adorned with intricate vines and flowers, seemed to beckon her. Lila inserted the key into the lock, and with a gentle turn, the gate creaked open, revealing a breathtaking sight. The enchanted garden was even more magnificent than she had imagined. It was a realm of vibrant colors and magical scents. Flowers glowed softly, and fruit trees were laden with shimmering fruits. In the center of the garden was a majestic oak tree, its branches sprawling out like a protective canopy. Beneath the tree was a tranquil pond with crystal-clear water. As Lila explored the garden, she noticed a beautiful, silver lantern hanging from one of the oak tree's branches. The lantern's light flickered gently, casting a soft, soothing glow. She felt drawn to it and reached out to touch it. Suddenly, the lantern's light grew brighter, and a figure appeared before her, a graceful fairy with delicate wings that sparkled like the night sky. The fairy introduced herself as Seraphina, the guardian of the enchanted garden. "You have found the heart of the garden," Seraphina said warmly. To truly understand its magic, you must pass a trial of the heart. This garden reveals its secrets only to those who seek to use its wonders for the good of others. Serafina explained that the trial involved 3 challenges that would test Lila's kindness, courage, and wisdom. Each challenge was meant to show that Lila's intentions were pure and that she sought to help others with the garden's magic. The first challenge was to tend to a withering flower. Lila gently cared for the flower, using her knowledge of plants and her kind touch. As she worked, the flower revived, blooming into a vibrant, radiant blossom. Serafina nodded in approval. The second challenge was to cross a bridge made of shimmering vines over a pool of enchanted water. The bridge was fragile and required careful balance. Lila crossed the bridge with steady steps, her heart focused on her mission and the well-being of others. She made it across safely, and the vines twinkled with appreciation. For the final challenge, Lila had to solve a riddle posed by a wise old tortoise who guarded a grove of fruit trees. The riddle was, "I have roots but no earth, branches but no leaves, and I can be seen but not touched. What am I?" Lila thought deeply and realized that the answer was a reflection. She replied with confidence, and the tortoise smiled, granting her passage to the grove. In the grove, Lila discovered a hidden treasure chest filled with magical seeds. Serafina explained that these seeds had the power to heal and nurture the land, and Lila was entrusted with them to share with her village. With gratitude, Lila returned to Rosewood, carrying the seeds in a heart full of newfound wisdom. She planted the seeds in the village fields and gardens. The village flourished with new life, and the once dull landscape became a vibrant tapestry of colors and vitality. The villagers were amazed and thanked Lila for her selflessness. They celebrated her bravery and the magic that had transformed their lives. The enchanted garden secret was now a cherished part of Rosewood's history, a reminder of the power of a pure heart and the wonders that lie in helping others. And so, Lila's legacy lived on, her story inspiring generations to seek out magic not for themselves alone but for the benefit of all. The enchanted garden remained a symbol of hope and renewal, and Rosewood thrived, forever touched by the magic of kindness. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling hills kissed the sky and meadows danced with wildflowers, there was a quaint village named Lumina. Lumina was known far and wide for its enchanting beauty and its magical pond, the Starlit Pond. The pond was said to be blessed by the moon and shone with a soft, silvery light that could heal hearts and grant wishes. The guardian of this mystical pond was a gentle and wise woman known as the Moonlight Queen. Her name was Elara, and she lived in a charming cottage by the pond, surrounded by lush gardens and sparkling lights. Elara's role was to protect the magic of the pond and help those in need with her moonlit powers. In the village lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was kind-hearted and adventurous, with a deep love for nature. She often visited the Starlit Pond to enjoy its tranquility and to make secret wishes. One night, while gazing at the shimmering waters, she overheard a conversation between 2 forest creatures. They spoke of a hidden danger threatening the magic of the pond and the balance of the land. Intrigued and concerned, Lyra decided to find out more. She visited Elara, who greeted her with a warm smile. Elara explained that a dark sorcerer named Malakar sought to steal the magic of the Starlit Pond to gain eternal power. To protect the pond, Elara had placed a powerful enchantment around it, but the spell was weakening. Lyra felt a strong sense of duty to help. Elara gave her a silver pendant with a moonstone, a gift to aid her in the quest. The pendant would glow when she was near something magical and could guide her through the trials ahead. With the pendant in hand, Lyra set off on her journey. Her path led her through dense forests and over rolling hills, guided by the moonlight and the pendant's gentle glow. As she ventured deeper into the woods, she encountered various magical creatures who offered her assistance. The first creature she met was a wise old owl named Orion. Orion perched on a high branch and warned her of the trials that lay ahead. To find Malakar and save the pond, you must face 3 challenges, Orion said. The trials will test your courage, kindness, and wisdom. With newfound determination, Lyra continued her journey. Her first challenge was to cross a treacherous chasm. A rickety bridge spanned the gap, swaying dangerously in the breeze. Lyra took a deep breath and carefully crossed the bridge, her courage guiding her every step. On the other side, she found a small, wounded fox trapped in a hunter's net. The second trial was one of kindness. Lyra gently freed the fox and tended to its wounds. In gratitude, the fox gave her a shimmering feather that would protect her from harm. The final trial took place in a dark cave where the walls were covered in glowing runes. Here, Lyra had to solve a puzzle to unlock the path to Malakar's lair. The puzzle was a series of symbols that needed to be aligned in a specific order. With her wisdom and the help of the Moonstone Pendant, she solved the puzzle and revealed a hidden passage. As Lyra emerged from the cave, she saw a grand, shadowy fortress in the distance. This was Malakar's stronghold. She approached the fortress cautiously, her pendant glowing brightly. Inside, she found Malakar in the midst of a dark ritual, attempting to harness the pond's magic. Lyra confronted Malakar, her heart pounding with fear but also with resolve. She spoke of the importance of the pond and the harm that his actions would cause. Malakar, taken aback by her bravery and the purity of her words, was momentarily distracted. In that moment, Lyra used the feather and the Moonstone Pendant to cast a protective shield around herself and disrupt Malakar's ritual. The fortress trembled as the magic was disrupted. Malakar, realizing his plans were failing, fled in defeat. The dark sorcery that had begun to envelop the pond's magic dissipated, and the moonlight returned to its gentle glow. Lyra returned to the starlit pond, where Alara awaited her. The Moonlight Queen congratulated Lyra on her successful quest and praised her for her courage, kindness, and wisdom. With the danger averted, the enchantment around the pond was restored, and its magic was stronger than ever. The village of Lumina celebrated Lyra's bravery with a grand festival under the stars. The pond sparkled more beautifully than ever, a testament to the power of pure-heartedness and the strength of the bonds forged through courage and kindness. As the moonlight bathed the land in its soft glow, Lyra's adventure became a cherished story in Lumina. The tale of the brave girl who saved the starlit pond and defeated the dark sorcerer was passed down through generations. The Moonlight Queen continued to watch over the pond, and Lyra's legacy lived on as a symbol of hope and heroism. And so, the kingdom thrived, bathed in the gentle light of the starlit pond, where dreams and reality intertwined, guided by the bravery of one young girl and the magic of the moon. The end. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a kind-hearted lantern keeper named Oliver. Every evening, Oliver would walk through the village, lighting the lanterns that lined the cobblestone streets. The lanterns were not ordinary, they were enchanted to glow with a soft, warm light that guided villagers safely through the night. Oliver took great pride in his work, for he knew that the lanterns held a special magic. One crisp autumn evening, as Oliver prepared to light the lanterns, he noticed a peculiar one that had been dim for weeks. It was a lantern of silver, with intricate patterns of stars and moons etched into its surface. Despite his efforts, its light remained weak and flickering. Concerned, Oliver decided to seek the wisdom of the village elder, a wise woman named Elda. Elda listened to Oliver's concerns and studied the lantern closely. "This lantern is special," she said, her eyes twinkling with ancient knowledge. "It is a key to the starlit path, a magical trail that appears only once every 100 years. The path leads to the heart of the stars, a place of great power and wonder. To reignite the lantern's magic, you must embark on a quest to find the heart." Determined to restore the lantern's glow and discover the starlit path, Oliver set off into the forest with a small pack of supplies. Guided by the soft light of the remaining lanterns, he ventured deeper into the woods until he reached a clearing where the air shimmered with stardust. In the center of the clearing stood an old stone archway covered in glowing ivy. The archway seemed to pulse with a gentle, rhythmic glow. Oliver approached and saw that the silver lantern fit perfectly into a notch at the base of the arch. With a deep breath, he placed the lantern into the notch. As he did, the archway lit up with a brilliant, starlit light, and a path of shimmering stars appeared before him. The path was illuminated with constellations that sparkled like diamonds, winding through the forest and leading towards a distant, glowing mountain. Trial 1, The Whispering Wind. The first part of the starlit path led Oliver to a meadow where a soft, whispering wind swirled around him. The wind carried a riddle that Oliver needed to solve to proceed. I dance without legs, I sing without a voice, I can be gentle or fierce, and I have no choice. What am I? Oliver thought carefully and realized the answer was the wind. As he spoke the answer aloud, the whispering wind calmed and formed a gentle breeze that guided him to the next part of the path. Trial 2, The Crystal Cavern. The second trial took Oliver to a cavern filled with sparkling crystals that reflected the starlight. The cavern was beautiful but also a bit confusing, with many paths and glittering tunnels. To continue, Oliver needed to find the right path that led to the next trial. In the center of the cavern, Oliver found a small, glowing crystal with an inscription that read, "Follow the light of the heart to find your way." He took out the silver lantern, which now glowed softly with starlight. Holding it high, he followed the lantern's light, which led him through the correct tunnel and out of the cavern. Trial 3, The Guardian of the Heart. The final trial brought Oliver to the base of the glowing mountain, where he met the Guardian of the Heart, a majestic creature with wings made of starlight and eyes that shone like the night sky. The Guardian spoke in a voice that echoed like the chimes of distant bells. To reach the heart of the stars, you must prove your worth by showing your purest intention. Why do you seek the heart? Oliver took a moment to think. I seek the heart of the stars to restore the magic of the lantern and bring light and guidance to my village. I wish to help others and share the beauty of this magic. The Guardian nodded, satisfied with Oliver's selfless answer. Your heart is true. The heart of the stars is yours to behold. With that, the Guardian led Oliver to the summit of the mountain. There, nestled among a bed of glowing flowers, was the heart of the stars, a radiant, pulsating gem that filled the air with a warm, soothing light. Oliver carefully took the heart and returned to the village, following the starlit path back to the clearing. He placed the heart into the silver lantern, and the lantern burst forth with a brilliant, magical glow. The light was now more vibrant and warm than ever before. Returning to his village, Oliver saw that the lanterns were now brighter, casting a golden light that filled the village with warmth and joy. The villagers gathered around, marveling at the renewed glow of their lanterns. Oliver shared his adventure and the story of the starlit path, and the villagers celebrated the magic that had been restored. And so, the tale of Oliver and the starlit path became a cherished story in the village, a reminder of the power of selflessness and the magic that lies in the heart of those who seek to share their light with others. The lanterns continued to shine brightly, guiding the villagers safely through the night and reminding them of the wondrous adventure that brought their world back to life. From that day on, every time the village lanterns glowed, they sparkled with the magic of the heart of the stars, and the legend of the starlit path was passed down through generations, inspiring countless others to follow their own paths of light and wonder. Once upon a time, in a quaint village named Willowbrook, nestled between lush green hills and a sparkling river, there stood an ancient willow tree by the riverbank. The villagers called it the Whispering Willow because it was said to speak to those who truly listened. This magical tree was rumored to hold the secrets of the land and the wisdom of ages past. In Willowbrook lived a kind-hearted girl named Isla. She had always been fascinated by the Whispering Willow and its mysterious whispers. Her grandmother, who was the village healer, often spoke of how the tree had guided their ancestors through times of need. Isla longed to hear the whispers herself and discover the secrets the tree held. One summer evening, as the sky turned shades of pink and gold, Isla decided to visit the Whispering Willow. She walked along the river, her heart full of curiosity and wonder. When she reached the willow, its long, graceful branches swayed gently, as if beckoning her closer. Isla settled down beneath the tree and closed her eyes, listening to the soft rustling of the leaves. She had heard that the tree spoke only to those who were patient and had a pure heart. She focused on her breath, letting go of her thoughts, and soon began to hear a faint, melodious voice. "Welcome, Isla," the voice said. "I have been waiting for you. To reveal the secrets you seek, you must first understand the true nature of your heart. Isla opened her eyes and saw a golden light shimmering through the branches. The Whispering Willow continued, "In this land, there is a hidden treasure, one that holds the power to bring joy and healing. But to find it, you must embark on a journey of self-discovery and kindness." Intrigued and excited, Isla asked, "Where can I find this treasure, and what must I do?" The Whispering Willow rustled its leaves thoughtfully. "To find the treasure, you must follow the path of the stars. 3 tasks await you. Complete them with a selfless heart, and the treasure will be revealed." With renewed determination, Isla set off on her journey. That night, the sky was filled with stars, and she followed their twinkling guidance into the forest. The first task led her to a small village within the forest where the inhabitants were a family of talking rabbits. The rabbits were distressed because their home had been flooded, and they were unable to repair it. Isla approached the rabbits with compassion and offered her help. She worked alongside them, gathering twigs and leaves to build a new shelter. The rabbits were grateful and, as a token of their appreciation, gave Isla a tiny, sparkling key. "The key will guide you," the eldest rabbit said. "But only if you continue to act with kindness." Isla thanked the rabbits and continued on her way. The second task took her to a hidden glade where a wise old fox with a mane of silver fur awaited her. The fox's home was surrounded by thorny brambles, which kept it from accessing the fresh water it needed. Without hesitation, Isla used the tiny key she had received to unlock a small, enchanted pouch she had found earlier in the glade. From it, she pulled out a shimmering thread and wove it through the brambles, magically clearing a path to the water. The old fox, who was very pleased, gifted Isla a beautiful, intricate locket. "This locket will protect you and guide you on your journey," the fox said. With the locket in hand, Isla set off for the final task. The last challenge led her to a tranquil meadow where a magnificent stag with antlers like branches of a tree stood waiting. The stag was surrounded by a ring of darkness that had crept into the meadow. Isla approached the stag and used the locket to dispel the darkness, which shimmered and vanished with the light of the locket. The meadow was bathed in a warm, golden glow, and the stag, grateful, shared the final clue. "The treasure you seek lies within your heart," the stag said. "Return to the Whispering Willow, and the treasure will be revealed." With the final task completed, Isla hurried back to the riverbank. The Whispering Willow's branches seemed to glow with anticipation as she approached. The tree's voice spoke again, "You have completed the tasks with kindness and courage. The treasure is now yours to reveal." As Isla reached out to touch the base of the willow, the ground beneath it began to shimmer. Slowly, a hidden compartment emerged, revealing a beautiful chest. Isla opened it to find a radiant, glowing orb that pulsed with the soft light of the stars. The Whispering Willow's voice filled the air. "This orb holds the power to bring joy and healing to those in need. Use it wisely, and let it be a beacon of hope for all." Isla took the orb back to Willowbrook, where it quickly became a source of inspiration and healing for the villagers. The light from the orb brought prosperity and happiness, and the village thrived under its gentle glow. The tale of Isla and the Whispering Willow became a cherished story, passed down through generations. It reminded the villagers of the power of kindness, selflessness, and the magic that lies within their own hearts. And so, Willowbrook flourished with joy and harmony, forever touched by the magic of the Whispering Willow. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a tranquil valley surrounded by emerald hills and shimmering lakes, there was a small village named Brookhaven. The village was known for its serenity and the magnificent Whispering Willow, a grand tree that stood at the heart of the village. This ancient willow was said to have the power to grant a single wish to anyone who could uncover its secret. The villagers revered the Whispering Willow for its calming presence, and its branches seemed to hum with ancient melodies on breezy days. However, the true secret of the tree remained a mystery to all. Each year, the villagers celebrated the Willow Festival, hoping that someone might discover the tree's hidden magic. Among the villagers was a curious and kind-hearted young girl named Amelia. Amelia loved listening to the stories about the Whispering Willow and dreamed of one day learning its secret. She lived with her grandmother, who had once been a renowned healer but now was too frail to travel far. Amelia often wished for a way to restore her grandmother's strength and vitality. One crisp autumn evening, as the Willow Festival approached, Amelia decided it was time to uncover the Whispering Willow's secret. With a determined heart, she set out toward the tree, guided by the soft glow of lanterns that adorned the village. As Amelia approached the Whispering Willow, she noticed its branches seemed to sway in a gentle, rhythmic pattern, almost as if they were beckoning her. She touched the rough bark and whispered, "Please, let me know your secret." A soft, melodic voice emerged from the tree. "To discover my secret, you must complete 3 tasks that reveal the truth of your heart. Only then will the magic be yours." Amelia's heart raced with excitement. She was ready to undertake the tasks. The Whispering Willow's voice continued, "The first task is the task of reflection. Seek the mirror lake and look within." Following the willow's guidance, Amelia made her way to Mirror Lake, a serene pond nestled in a hidden glen. The lake's surface was perfectly still, reflecting the sky and trees like a polished mirror. Amelia peered into the water and saw not only her reflection but also glimpses of her grandmother's face, filled with both happiness and concern. In the reflection, a riddle appeared, written in shimmering letters. To find the truth, one must see past the surface and understand what lies beneath. Amelia closed her eyes and thought deeply about her grandmother, her own dreams, and her true intentions. When she opened her eyes, she saw that the water had cleared, revealing a hidden path leading to a small, ancient door at the edge of the lake. Amelia approached the door and found a key hanging on a nearby branch, inscribed with the word, "Compassion." She took the key and continued on her journey. The second task was the task of harmony. Amelia arrived at the Glade of Echoes, where the sounds of the forest created a dissonant cacophony. In the center of the glade stood a large, ornate music box, but its mechanism was broken, and the music was out of tune. To restore harmony, Amelia had to fix the music box by aligning its gears and tuning its strings. She listened to the natural sounds around her, the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, and used these natural melodies to guide her. With patience and care, she repaired the music box, and a beautiful, harmonious melody filled the glade. As the music played, the dissonant sounds faded away, and the path to the final task was revealed. The third task, the task of courage, led Amelia to the enchanted cavern, a dark and mysterious cave filled with shimmering crystals. In the center of the cavern was a pedestal with a glowing lantern. Next to it was another inscription: "To uncover the secret, you must light the way through your fears." Amelia took a deep breath and approached the lantern. She felt a chill of fear but reminded herself of her love for her grandmother and her desire to help her. Summoning her courage, she lit the lantern with a small flame she carried and held it high. The cavern's walls illuminated, revealing a hidden passage. At the end of the passage was a grand chamber. And in the center stood an ancient, intricately carved chest. Amelia opened the chest to find a radiant crystal and a final note. The note read, "The Whispering Willow's magic is not in its power but in the truth of your heart. By showing compassion, harmony, and courage, you have unlocked the true magic." Amelia understood the message. The Whispering Willow's magic was a reflection of her own qualities. With the crystal in hand, she returned to the village, where the willow's branches swayed gently as if welcoming her back. Amelia placed the crystal at the base of the Whispering Willow. The tree's branches shimmered with a golden light, and a soft breeze carried a soothing melody through the air. The magic of the tree seemed to embrace the entire village, filling it with warmth and joy. Amelia's grandmother, touched by the magic, regained her strength and vitality. The village celebrated the newfound energy and joy that the Whispering Willow had brought. The tree's secret was not just in granting wishes but in the reminder that the greatest magic comes from within oneself. And so, Windmere thrived with the spirit of the Whispering Willow, and Amelia's bravery and kindness became a cherished story for generations to come. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and lush meadows, lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and his love for exploring the forest that bordered the village. He often ventured into the forest, discovering hidden paths and secret clearings. One crisp autumn morning, while wandering deeper into the forest than ever before, Finn stumbled upon a mysterious grove. The grove was unlike anything he had seen: trees with silver leaves, flowers that glowed softly, and a gentle mist that curled around his feet. At the center of the grove was an ancient oak tree with a hollow trunk, and beside it, a small, intricately carved wooden box. Intrigued, Finn approached the box and noticed a golden key lying on top of it. The key was adorned with delicate patterns and glimmered in the dappled sunlight. Beside the box was a note that read, "The golden key unlocks the path to the secret realm. But beware, only the pure-hearted may enter." Curious and excited, Finn took the key and opened the box. Inside was a map marked with a trail leading to a hidden destination. The map depicted a path through the enchanted forest, over a crystal-clear river, and towards the base of a towering mountain. Finn decided to follow the map, eager to uncover the secret of the grove. As Finn journeyed along the marked path, he encountered various challenges. The first challenge was the Whispering Stream. The stream's waters were crystal clear, but the whispers of the stream were said to confuse travelers. The whispers spoke of fears and doubts, trying to dissuade Finn from continuing. Finn took a deep breath and remembered the advice his grandmother had given him: trust in yourself and listen to your heart. Focusing on his inner strength, Finn ignored the whispers and crossed the stream by stepping on the stepping stones that shimmered with a magical glow. On the other side of the stream, Finn found a vibrant meadow with flowers that sang in the breeze. The flowers seemed to be guiding him towards a dense thicket. He followed their melody and discovered the entrance to a hidden cave. Inside the cave, he found a large, ancient door adorned with mystical runes. Finn took out the golden key and inserted it into the lock. The door creaked open, revealing a magnificent chamber filled with golden light. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal with a glowing crystal orb. The orb radiated warmth and seemed to pulse with life. As Finn approached the orb, he noticed a figure materializing before him, a wise old man with a long, flowing beard and a robe that shimmered like stardust. "Welcome, Finn," the old man said in a voice that resonated like a melody. "I am Eldrick, the guardian of the secret realm. You have proven your bravery and kindness by navigating the challenges of the enchanted forest. The crystal orb you see before you is the heart of the realm. It holds the power to bring balance and harmony to our world." Eldrick continued, "The secret realm is a place of great magic, but it is also in need of help. An ancient curse has caused the heart of the realm to lose its light, and the balance of magic is threatened. Only someone with a pure heart can restore its power." Finn felt a surge of determination. "How can I help?" he asked. Eldrick handed Finn a small vial filled with stardust. This stardust can be used to reignite the heart of the realm. However, the process is not simple. You must perform a ritual under the light of the full moon and speak the words of restoration. The full moon will rise tonight. Finn thanked Eldrick and left the chamber, carrying the vial of stardust with him. He found a serene spot in the heart of the secret realm, a place surrounded by ancient trees and bathed in moonlight. As the moon reached its zenith, Finn carefully opened the vial and poured the stardust onto the heart of the realm. He spoke the words of restoration that Eldrick had taught him: "By moonlight's grace and stardust's gleam, restore the heart, fulfill the dream. Let balance reign and magic thrive. In this realm, let all things live." The crystal orb began to glow with a brilliant light, spreading warmth and energy throughout the secret realm. The ancient curse was lifted, and the realm was filled with vibrant colors and renewed magic. The trees sparkled with enchantment, the flowers sang joyfully, and the creatures of the realm rejoiced. Eldrick appeared once more, his eyes filled with gratitude. "You have done it, Finn. You have restored the heart of the realm and brought balance back to our world. As a token of our thanks, we wish to grant you a special gift." Eldrick handed Finn a small, golden locket. This locket holds a piece of the realm's magic. Whenever you wear it, you will be able to visit the secret realm and share in its wonders. Finn thanked Eldrick and returned to his village, where he was greeted with admiration and wonder. His adventure had not only restored the magic of the secret realm but had also brought a new sense of wonder and joy to his own world. From that day on, Finn often visited the secret realm, exploring its mysteries and sharing its magic with those he loved. The enchanted forest remained a place of wonder, and Finn's bravery and kindness became a cherished story told to children for generations to come. And so, Finn lived happily ever after, knowing that he had played a crucial role in preserving the magic of the secret realm and enriching his own world with the light of adventure and friendship. The end. Once upon a time, in a tranquil village nestled between emerald hills and shimmering lakes, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Lily. Lily loved the stars and spent every night gazing at them from her cozy attic window. She dreamed of the day she would visit the stars and explore their mysteries. One crisp, clear night, while Lily was stargazing, she noticed something unusual. A brilliant star in the sky seemed to flicker and dim, as if it were struggling to stay alight. Concerned, Lily decided to seek the wisdom of the village elder, Grandma Lowen, who was known for her knowledge of ancient tales and celestial lore. Grandma Lowen, Lily said as she visited the elder's quaint cottage, "I saw a star flickering in the sky tonight. Do you know what it means?" Grandma Lowen's eyes sparkled with recognition. "Ah, yes, my dear. That star is known as the Star of Ether. It is said to be the guiding light for all other stars and holds great magic. If it begins to fade, it means the star is in danger." Lily's eyes widened. "What can we do to help it?" Lowen nodded thoughtfully. According to ancient lore, the Star of Ether was once part of a constellation that protected our world. To save it, one must journey to the Enchanted Mountain, where the star's magic was last seen. There, you'll find the star's beacon, a mystical crystal that can restore its light. With a determined heart, Lily set off towards the Enchanted Mountain, guided by the soft glow of the flickering star. She carried with her a small, silver lantern gifted by Grandma Lowen, said to hold a fragment of the star's light. As Lily climbed the mountain, she encountered 3 magical challenges, each guarding the way to the star's beacon. The first challenge was the Bridge of Echoes, a rickety bridge suspended over a deep chasm. The bridge's planks would creak and echo with the traveler's fears and doubts. Lily took a deep breath and stepped onto the bridge, her lantern casting a soft light that chased away the shadows. As the echoes of her worries grew louder, she focused on her goal and the need to help the star. With each step, her courage and determination kept the echoes at bay, and she safely crossed the bridge. On the other side, Lily found herself in the Forest of Whispers. The trees were alive with whispers of forgotten tales and secrets. The whispers were known to disorient travelers and lead them astray. Lily listened closely and heard a recurring theme in the whispers, a message of hope and perseverance. Using her lantern's light, Lily followed the whispers that encouraged her rather than discouraged her. The path through the forest opened up, leading her to the base of the Enchanted Mountain. The final challenge was the Cavern of Shadows, a dark cave that held the entrance to the mountain's peak. Inside, the shadows were known to play tricks on the mind, creating illusions and hiding the true path. Lily held up her lantern and let its light illuminate the cavern. As the shadows receded, she saw the true path leading upwards. With steadfast resolve, she climbed the rocky terrain, her lantern guiding her way. At the top of the mountain, Lily found a majestic altar with the star's beacon resting upon it. The beacon was a crystalline structure, glowing faintly but in desperate need of restoration. Surrounding the altar were enchanted creatures, fairies, griffins, and wise old owls, who had come to aid in the restoration of the star. The creatures explained that the beacon needed a final touch of pure magic to fully restore the Star of Ether. Lily took out the silver lantern, whose light had grown brighter with each challenge she overcame. As she placed the lantern beside the beacon, its light merged with the crystal, and a brilliant glow enveloped the altar. The Star of Ether began to shine with renewed brilliance, its light spreading across the sky and restoring the constellation. The magical creatures rejoiced, and the sky was once again filled with the shimmering light of the star. Lily felt a deep sense of satisfaction and joy. The creatures thanked her for her bravery and kindness, and one of the fairies gifted her with a small, golden star pendant. "This pendant holds a piece of the Star of Ether's magic," the fairy said. "Whenever you wear it, you will always have a connection to the stars and their wonders." Lily returned to her village, where the stars shone more brightly than ever before. She shared her adventure with the villagers, who were amazed and inspired by her courage and determination. From that day on, Lily wore the golden star pendant with pride and continued to marvel at the night sky. She often visited the enchanted mountain, knowing that the Star of Ether would always be a beacon of hope and magic in her life. The village thrived under the starry skies, and Lily's story became a cherished legend, reminding everyone that even the smallest light can make a big difference in the world. And so, Lily lived happily ever after, with the stars guiding her path and the magic of the Star of Ether lighting up her dreams. The end. Once upon a time, in a realm filled with lush meadows and sparkling rivers, there was a beautiful kingdom called Eldoria. The kingdom was ruled by a wise and kind queen named Seraphina and her daughter, Princess Eloan. Princess Eloan was known for her bravery, kindness, and adventurous spirit. Despite the kingdom's prosperity, she was always curious about the mysterious enchanted forest that lay beyond the castle walls. The enchanted forest was a place of wonder and magic, but also of great danger. It was said that the forest was home to magical creatures, enchanted beings, and a hidden treasure of immense power. The forest was guarded by an ancient spell that only a true-hearted soul could break. Princess Eloan, determined to prove her bravery and discover the secrets of the forest, decided to embark on a quest. One morning, as the first light of dawn filtered through the castle windows, Princess Eloan packed a small satchel with essentials: water, food, a map, and a lantern. She bade farewell to her mother, who gave her a locket for protection and a heartfelt blessing. As Princess Eloan entered the enchanted forest, she was greeted by the soft rustle of leaves and the song of unseen birds. The forest was alive with vibrant colors and magical energy. However, as she ventured deeper, the path became more treacherous. The trees seemed to whisper and shift, and shadows danced around her. Her first challenge came in the form of a giant talking spider named Arachne. Arachne spun a web across the path, blocking her way. "To pass, you must answer my riddle," Arachne declared. The riddle was, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Princess Eloan pondered the riddle and realized the answer was an echo. She answered confidently, and Arachne, impressed by her wisdom, allowed her to pass, warning her of the dangers ahead. As she continued her journey, Princess Eloan encountered a shimmering pond guarded by a wise old frog named Silvio. Silvio told her that the next challenge required a test of kindness. "In the pond lives a magical fish that has lost its way," Silvio explained. "To proceed, you must help it find its way back to its home in the heart of the forest." Princess Eloan spotted the magical fish, which was struggling to find its way. Using her gentle touch and a few kind words, she guided the fish through the pond's waters to a hidden spring. The fish, grateful for her help, granted her a charm that would protect her from harm. With the charm in hand, Princess Eloan ventured deeper into the forest, where the trees grew denser and the air colder. She arrived at a clearing with an ancient stone archway. The archway was inscribed with a spell that required a test of courage. A shadowy figure emerged from the archway, a fearsome guardian known as the Shadow Beast. The beast roared, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. It challenged Princess Eloan to face her deepest fears. Princess Eloan stood tall, despite her trembling heart. She remembered the love and support from her mother and the creatures she had helped along the way. With a deep breath, she confronted the Shadow Beast and spoke of her hopes for peace and harmony in the kingdom. Her bravery and sincerity dispelled the beast's shadowy form, revealing a path to the heart of the forest. As she walked through the archway, Princess Eloan entered a hidden grove bathed in a soft, golden light. In the center of the grove was a majestic tree with leaves of silver and branches that reached towards the sky. At the base of the tree was a beautifully crafted chest. The chest was locked with a magical seal. Princess Eloan noticed a series of symbols on the lock that matched the ones on the locket her mother had given her. She carefully placed the locket near the lock, and the symbols began to glow. The chest opened with a soft click, revealing a dazzling treasure, an ancient book of spells and a crown of light. The book contained powerful knowledge that could restore balance and bring prosperity to Eldoria. The crown, when worn, had the power to unite the kingdom's people and harness the magic of the forest. With the treasure in hand, Princess Eloan made her way back to the castle. Her mother, Queen Seraphina, was overjoyed to see her safe and successful. The magical book was used to improve the kingdom's harvests, heal the land, and strengthen the bonds between the people. The crown of light was placed in the royal vault as a symbol of unity and hope. Princess Eloan's bravery and kindness became legendary throughout Eldoria. The enchanted forest was no longer seen as a place of danger but as a source of wonder and magic. The kingdom thrived, and the bond between the people and the forest grew stronger. And so, Princess Eloan's adventure was remembered as a tale of courage, kindness, and the magic that exists in every heart. Eldoria flourished, and the enchanted forest continued to be a place where dreams and reality intertwined, guided by the brave and kind-hearted princess who dared to seek its secrets. The end. Once upon a time, in a distant corner of the world, there was a hidden isle known as Eldoria. This island was a place of great beauty and wonder, where towering trees whispered ancient secrets and crystal-clear rivers sparkled under the sun. Eldoria was protected by magical creatures and watched over by a mystical guardian, the celestial phoenix, named Seraphina. The legend of Eldoria spoke of a powerful artifact called the Heart of Eldoria. This gem was said to be the source of the island's magic, keeping the balance between nature and the enchanted beings that lived there. However, a dark sorcerer named Malachi coveted this power and sought to claim it for himself. One fateful day, Malachi's dark magic shattered the protective enchantments surrounding Eldoria, and the Heart of Eldoria was stolen. The isle was plunged into chaos, and its once vibrant beauty began to fade. The magical creatures grew restless, and the trees began to wither. In a small village on the edge of Eldoria, a young girl named Elara lived with her grandmother. Elara had always felt a deep connection to the island and had a natural talent for understanding its magic. Her grandmother, an old herbalist, often spoke of the ancient tales of Eldoria and its lost guardian. One evening, as a strange mist began to envelop the village, Elara discovered an ancient scroll hidden in her grandmother's belongings. The scroll told of a prophecy: when darkness falls upon Eldoria, a chosen one shall rise to reclaim the Heart of Eldoria and restore balance to the land. Determined to save the island she loved, Elara set out on a journey to find the Heart of Eldoria and restore the isle's magic. Guided by the scroll and her own intuition, she ventured into the heart of the island. Along the way, she encountered various magical beings, each with a piece of the puzzle. Her first encounter was with a wise old tree named Grandfather Oak, who spoke in deep, rumbling tones. To find the heart, you must first seek the 3 guardians of Eldoria, Grandfather Oak said. They hold the key to unlocking the path to the heart. Elara thanked Grandfather Oak and continued her journey. She soon arrived at the enchanted meadow, where she met the first guardian, a gentle unicorn named Luminera. Luminera's horn glowed with a soothing light, and she spoke with a voice like a melodious psalm. The Heart of Eldoria is hidden within the Cavern of Echoes, Luminera said. But to enter, you must first gain the blessing of the next guardian. With Luminera's guidance, Elara journeyed to the Crystal Lake, where the second guardian, a wise and ancient sea dragon named Thalios, resided. Thalios emerged from the depths of the lake, his scales shimmering like stars. To gain my blessing, you must show me the purity of your heart, Thalios said. Elara performed a series of tasks set by Thalios, demonstrating her bravery and kindness. She rescued a trapped mermaid, healed a wounded sea creature, and calmed a storm that threatened the lake. Impressed, Thalios granted her his blessing and provided her with a magical pearl that would guide her to the Cavern of Echoes. With the pearl's light leading the way, Elara reached the final guardian, a majestic griffin named Zephyros, perched atop the Mountain of Whispers. Zephyros's wings spread wide, casting a shadow over the land. The final trial is one of courage, Zephyros said. You must face your deepest fears to prove your worth. Elara entered the Mountain of Whispers, where she confronted illusions that tested her resolve. The illusions took the form of her greatest fears: losing her loved ones, failing in her quest, and being unable to save Eldoria. Through sheer determination and the support of her new friends, Elara overcame the trials and emerged victorious. Zephyros, seeing her bravery, granted her the final key, a golden feather that would unlock the Cavern of Echoes. With the feather in hand, Elara made her way to the cavern's entrance, hidden deep within the heart of Eldoria. Inside the cavern, the air was thick with magic, and the walls sparkled with ancient runes. At the cavern's center, atop a pedestal, lay the heart of Eldoria, glowing with a soft, pulsing light. But standing between Elara and the heart was Malachi, who had been waiting for her. "You're too late, child," Malachi sneered. "The power of the heart is mine." A fierce battle ensued, with Malachi using dark magic to try to seize the heart. Elara, guided by her courage and the blessings of the Guardians, fought valiantly. Her pure heart and unwavering determination allowed her to counter Malachi's dark spells and protect the heart. In a final, climactic moment, Elara used the magical pearl to create a barrier of light around the heart, overpowering Malachi's darkness. The heart of Eldoria was safe once more, and the island began to restore its magic. With the heart of Eldoria returned to its rightful place, the isle flourished again. The trees regained their lush green, the river sparkled brightly, and the magical creatures danced in joy. The celestial phoenix, Seraphina, appeared before Elara, her wings radiant and majestic. "You have proven yourself worthy, Elara," Seraphina said. "You have restored balance to Eldoria and safeguarded its magic. The kingdom will forever be grateful." Elara returned to her village as a hero, celebrated for her bravery and heart. The people of Eldoria rejoiced, and the once forgotten isle became a place of harmony and wonder once more. Elara continued to protect and cherish the island, her tale becoming a legend passed down through generations. And so, the Moonlit Kingdom thrived under the renewed magic of the heart of Eldoria, with Elara's story inspiring all who heard it to face their own challenges with courage and a pure heart. The end. Once upon a time, in a lush and magical land known as Eldergrove, there was a village nestled at the edge of the Whispering Woods. Eldergrove was a place of harmony and enchantment, where every flower seemed to sing, and the trees whispered ancient secrets. But there was one mystery that no one could unravel: the Moonstone, a legendary gem said to have the power to grant any wish. The Moonstone was lost many years ago, and with it, the magic of the Whispering Woods began to fade. The once vibrant forest grew quiet, and the villagers' dreams of finding the gem seemed increasingly distant. Among the villagers was a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her bravery and curiosity, and she had always been drawn to the mysteries of the forest. One evening, while walking by the edge of the woods, Lyra found a small, glowing stone half buried in the ground. It was not just any stone, it shimmered with a soft, silvery light. Lyra felt a sudden surge of hope and decided to show it to her grandmother, Mira, who was the village's wise storyteller. Mira examined the stone closely. "This is no ordinary stone," she said. "It is a fragment of the Moonstone. The Moonstone is said to have been hidden by a powerful enchantment to keep it safe from those who would misuse its power." Determined to restore the magic to the Whispering Woods, Lyra decided to find the rest of the Moonstone. Mira told her that the Moonstone had been divided into 3 parts, each hidden in a different part of the forest, protected by ancient enchantments. Lyra set out on her quest the next morning. The first clue led her to the Grove of Echoes, a part of the forest where voices could be heard whispering through the trees. As she ventured deeper into the grove, she noticed a large, ancient oak tree with intricate carvings on its trunk. The carvings depicted a scene of a brave hero finding the Moonstone and bringing light to the land. At the base of the tree, there was a small door, and next to it was an inscription: "To find the light of the Moonstone, you must listen to the whispers of the trees and solve the riddle of the echoes." Lyra stood still and listened carefully. The whispers of the trees began to form a riddle: "From the heart of the forest, where shadows play, find the place where moonlight lays. There you'll find the path revealed, but only if the truth is unsealed." Lyra searched the area and found a hidden path illuminated by the soft light of the moon. Following the path, she arrived at a hidden glade where a small, sparkling chest was buried beneath a bed of flowers. Inside the chest was the first piece of the Moonstone, glowing with a gentle light. With the first piece in hand, Lyra continued her journey. The second clue led her to the Whispering Falls, a majestic waterfall that was said to hold secrets within its cascading waters. As Lyra approached the falls, she noticed a shimmering mist that seemed to dance in the light. Behind the waterfall was a hidden cave. Inside the cave, Lyra found a glowing pool with a golden pedestal at its center. On the pedestal was a second piece of the moonstone, but it was guarded by a powerful enchantment. The pool's water formed shapes and patterns, creating another riddle. To claim the moonstone's light anew, show the courage to see it through. Face the trials of the heart and mind, and the path to the treasure you'll find. Lyra took a deep breath and stepped into the pool. As she waded through the water, she faced various trials, illusions of her fears, challenges that tested her bravery, and puzzles that required her wisdom. With each trial, she remained steadfast and true to herself. At last, Lyra reached the pedestal and retrieved the second piece of the moonstone. The pool's surface calmed, and the cave was filled with a warm, comforting light. With 2 pieces of the moonstone, Lyra journeyed to the final destination, the Grove of Stars, a part of the forest where the sky seemed to touch the earth. The grove was bathed in a soft, ethereal light, and at its center was a grand, ancient tree with branches that reached towards the stars. At the base of the tree was a third riddle: in the place where stars descend, seek the key to the moonstone's end. Combine the pieces with pure intent, and restore the magic that was spent. Lyra placed the 2 pieces of the moonstone on a stone altar beneath the tree. As she did, the pieces began to glow and merge, forming the complete moonstone. The tree's branches trembled with joy, and a soft, silver light spread through the grove of stars. The moonstone's magic restored the Whispering Woods to its former glory. The trees regained their voices, the flowers began to sing, and the entire forest was filled with a sense of wonder and enchantment. Lyra returned to her village with the moonstone, and the villagers celebrated her bravery and determination. The magic of the Whispering Woods was renewed, and the village of Eldergrove thrived once more. The story of Lyra and the moonstone became a beloved legend, inspiring generations to come. And so, the tale of Lyra and the moonstone was passed down through the ages, reminder that with courage, wisdom, and a pure heart, even the greatest mysteries can be unraveled, and magic can be restored. And thus, the story of Lyra and the moonstone became a cherished legend, a testament to the enduring power of bravery and the magic that lies within every quest. Once upon a time, in a kingdom called Verdantia, there was a majestic tree known as the Whispering Willow. This ancient tree stood at the edge of the enchanted forest, its branches draped with delicate silver leaves that shimmered in the moonlight. The Whispering Willow was said to hold the wisdom of the ages and had the power to grant a single wish to those who were pure of heart and sought its magic for a noble cause. In the nearby village of Brightwater, there lived a kind-hearted young woman named Leora. Leora was known throughout the village for her generosity and her willingness to help anyone in need. She worked tirelessly in the village's small clinic, healing the sick and caring for the elderly. Despite her selfless nature, Leora harbored a deep sorrow. Her beloved younger brother, Finn, had fallen ill with a mysterious ailment that no one could cure. One evening, as Leora sat by Finn's bedside, she overheard an old tale about the Whispering Willow and its magical wish. Determined to save her brother, Leora decided to embark on a quest to find the tree and ask for its help. The next morning, with a small satchel of provisions and a heart full of hope, Leora ventured into the enchanted forest. The forest was alive with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves, and the air was filled with the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers. The path to the Whispering Willow was said to be challenging, but Leora's resolve was unshakable. As Leora walked deeper into the forest, she encountered a series of trials. First, she faced a dense fog that obscured her path. She could hardly see a few steps ahead, but she remained calm and used her intuition to find her way. Soon, a friendly firefly appeared, guiding her through the mist with its gentle light. Next, Leora reached a river with a rickety bridge that swayed dangerously. She needed to cross, but the bridge looked unstable. With determination, she carefully made her way across, using the firefly's light to guide her steps and focusing on her goal. Finally, Leora arrived at a grove where the Whispering Willow stood in its full glory. The tree's silver leaves rustled softly, and its branches seemed to reach out as if welcoming her. Leora approached the tree with reverence and spoke from her heart. "Great Whispering Willow, I have come seeking your help. My brother, Finn, is gravely ill, and no healer in the village has been able to cure him. I ask for your wisdom and magic to save him." The Whispering Willow's branches swayed gently, and a soft, melodious voice emanated from the tree. "You have shown great courage and selflessness on your journey. To grant your wish, you must first understand the true nature of healing and compassion." The tree's words puzzled Leora, but she listened intently. "What must I do?" she asked. The Whispering Willow continued, "Healing is not just about curing the body but also about nurturing the spirit. You must share the wisdom you have gained from your journey with those in need, and only then will the magic be revealed." Understanding the tree's message, Leora decided to return to her village. She spent the next few weeks teaching others what she had learned about patience, kindness, and the importance of community. She shared her experiences and encouraged her fellow villagers to support one another, especially in times of hardship. During this time, the village began to thrive with newfound harmony. The people grew closer, and they worked together to improve their lives. The collective spirit of compassion and unity created a positive change in the village. One day, as Leora tended to her brother, she noticed that Finn's condition was improving. The mysterious ailment that had once plagued him seemed to be fading. With each passing day, Finn grew stronger and more vibrant. Leora realized that the Whispering Willow's wisdom had indeed worked its magic, not just through a direct cure but by fostering a spirit of healing and support within the community. Grateful and filled with hope, Leora visited the Whispering Willow once more to thank it for its guidance. The tree's branches swayed gently, and a soft glow surrounded it, as if the tree itself was smiling in contentment. "You have learned the true essence of healing," the Whispering Willow said. "May the wisdom you have gained continue to bring light and compassion to the world." Leora returned to her village, where she and Finn were joyfully reunited. The village of Brightwater continued to flourish, and the bonds of community grew stronger. The tale of Leora's quest and the Whispering Willow became a cherished story, reminding everyone of the power of selflessness, wisdom, and the importance of nurturing the spirit as well as the body. And so, the Whispering Willow remained a symbol of hope and wisdom in the enchanted forest, its gentle whispers guiding those who sought its magic with pure hearts. Once upon a time, in a serene valley surrounded by gentle hills, there was a small village where magic was a part of everyday life. The village was known for its beautiful gardens, vibrant markets, and, most importantly, an ancient willow tree that stood at the center of the village square. The willow was called the Whispering Willow, for it was said to have the power to grant wishes to those who truly believed. In this village lived a young girl named Elara. Elara was kind-hearted and always eager to help others. She had a special bond with the Whispering Willow, often sitting beneath its branches to seek comfort and inspiration. However, Elara's village was facing a severe problem, an endless drought that had withered their crops and left the villagers in despair. One evening, as Elara sat beneath the willow tree, she whispered her heartfelt wish to the ancient tree, "Please help our village. We need water to save our crops and bring life back to our home." The willow's branches swayed gently, and its leaves rustled as if in response. The next morning, the village elder approached Elara with an old, weathered map that had been discovered in a hidden chest in the elder's attic. The map seemed to indicate the location of a magical spring that could end the drought, but it was located deep in the Forbidden Forest, a place no one had ventured into for generations due to its mysterious and dangerous reputation. Determined to help her village, Elara decided to embark on the journey to find the magical spring. With the map in hand, she packed some provisions and set out, accompanied by her loyal dog, Finn. As Elara and Finn ventured into the Forbidden Forest, they encountered their first challenge, a dense fog that obscured their path. The fog was enchanted to disorient travelers, making it difficult to find their way. Elara noticed that the fog seemed to part slightly whenever she spoke kindly to it. Using her gentle words and her kindness, she and Finn made their way through the fog and emerged into a clearing. In the clearing, they found a beautiful, ancient stone archway adorned with glowing runes. The archway was the entrance to the deeper part of the forest, and Elara could feel its magic pulsating. As they walked through the archway, they came across a wise old fox named Thorn, who was known to guard the forest's secrets. Thorn greeted them with a curious gaze. "To continue on your quest, you must complete 3 tasks," he said. "Only then will you be worthy of finding the magical spring." Task 1. The Trial of Courage. The first task was to retrieve a silver feather from the nest of a majestic griffin perched high on a cliff. The griffin was known for its fierce protection of its nest. Elara and Finn climbed the cliff carefully, making sure not to disturb the griffin. When they reached the nest, Elara spoke softly and respectfully to the griffin, explaining her quest. The griffin, sensing her pure intentions, allowed her to take a single feather. Task 2. The Trial of Wisdom. The second task involved solving a complex puzzle created by the forest's magic. The puzzle was a series of intricate patterns formed by glowing mushrooms on the forest floor. Elara had to rearrange the mushrooms to match a hidden pattern that would reveal the next part of the path. Using her sharp mind and careful observation, Elara solved the puzzle, and a hidden pathway opened before them. Task 3. The Trial of Compassion. The final task required Elara to help a wounded fawn find its way back to its family. The fawn had been separated from its herd and was frightened and weak. Elara used the silver feather to comfort and guide the fawn, showing it kindness and patience. With Finn's help, they led the fawn back to its family, who welcomed the fawn with gratitude. Having completed the 3 tasks, Elara and Finn reached the heart of the Forbidden Forest, where they found the magical spring. The spring was a crystal-clear pool surrounded by glowing flowers and vibrant vegetation. Elara filled a small vial with the water from the spring, which shimmered with a soothing, blue light. Returning to the village, Elara poured the magical water onto the withered crops. As the water touched the earth, it transformed the barren fields into lush, green meadows. The villagers rejoiced as their crops began to flourish once more, and the village returned to its vibrant state. The Whispering Willow, pleased with Elara's bravery, wisdom, and compassion, whispered a final blessing: "May the spirit of kindness and courage always guide you and your village." Elara's adventure became a treasured tale in the village, a story of hope and perseverance that inspired everyone. The village thrived, and the Whispering Willow remained a symbol of the magic that lives in acts of courage, wisdom, and compassion. And so, the village flourished under the warm sun and lush fields, with Elara's legacy of kindness and bravery living on in the hearts of all. The end. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by rolling hills and lush forests, there was a magical tree known as the Whispering Willow. This ancient tree stood at the edge of the village and was said to possess the power of granting wisdom to those who truly needed it. Its leaves were silver, and they rustled with a gentle whisper that seemed to carry secrets from the ages. In this village lived a young girl named Elara. She was kind-hearted and loved to help others, but she had a problem of her own. Her beloved little brother, Finn, had fallen ill, and no remedy seemed to work. The village healer had done everything she could, but Finn's condition remained unchanged. Elara was deeply worried. She had heard stories of the Whispering Willow and its magical wisdom, so one evening, with the sun setting behind the hills, she decided to seek the tree's guidance. With a small lantern in hand and a heart full of hope, Elara made her way to the ancient tree. As she approached, the Whispering Willow stood tall and majestic, its silver leaves shimmering in the twilight. Elara took a deep breath and stepped closer, feeling a sense of both awe and trepidation. "Great Whispering Willow," she said softly, "I come seeking your wisdom. My brother is very ill, and I don't know what else to do. Can you help me find a way to heal him?" The leaves of the willow rustled softly, and a warm, soothing voice spoke from within the tree. "Brave Elara, your heart is pure, and your love for your brother is strong. To find the answer you seek, you must embark on a journey to gather 3 special items. Only with these can you unlock the magic that will help your brother." Elara listened intently. "What are these items?" The Whispering Willow continued, "You must find the moonstone of the glowing cave, the tear of the starry night, and the heart of the forest bloom. Each item holds a part of the magic needed to heal your brother. Without hesitation, Elara set off on her quest, guided by the whispering wind. Her first destination was the glowing cave, which lay high up in the mountains. After a long climb, she reached the entrance of the cave, where the walls sparkled with a soft, ethereal light. Inside, the cave was filled with shimmering crystals, and at its center lay the moonstone, glowing with a pale blue light. Elara carefully picked it up, feeling its cool energy pulse gently in her hands. With the moonstone secured, she continued her journey, eager to find the next item. The second item, the Tear of the Starry Night, was said to be hidden in a tranquil lake that mirrored the night sky. Elara arrived at the lake just as night fell, and she saw the stars reflecting on the water's surface. As she gazed at the lake, a single tear-shaped glow emerged from the depths. It was delicate and radiant, hanging suspended in the air before gently floating to her. Elara captured it in a small vial, feeling its warmth and magic. With 2 items in her possession, Elara made her way to the final destination, the heart of the forest bloom. This rare flower was said to grow deep within the heart of the enchanted forest. The forest was dense and dark, but Elara followed the faint glow of fireflies that led her deeper into the woods. At the forest center, she found a small clearing bathed in moonlight, where the heart of the forest bloom was in full bloom. Its petals were a vibrant, glowing green, and it radiated a sense of tranquility. Elara carefully picked the flower, feeling its life force pulse gently in her hands. With all 3 items secured, Elara returned to the Whispering Willow. The tree's leaves rustled with anticipation as she placed the moonstone, the Tear of the Starry Night, and the heart of the forest bloom at the base of the tree. The Whispering Willow's voice filled the air once more. You have gathered the items with great courage and love. Now, combine them with a drop of your own heart's purest desire. Elara thought of her brother and the love she felt for him. She took a deep breath and allowed a single tear of her own to fall onto the items. The combined magic of the moonstone, the tear, the heart of the bloom, and her own pure heart created a brilliant light that enveloped the Whispering Willow. The light shimmered and swirled, and then a small vial appeared at the base of the tree, filled with a glowing, golden liquid. This elixir contains the magic you need, the willow said. Give it to your brother, and he will be healed. Elara thanked the Whispering Willow and hurried back to the village. She administered the elixir to Finn, who, within moments, began to show signs of improvement. His color returned, and his strength grew. The village rejoiced at the miracle, and Finn was soon back to his energetic self. Elara's bravery and love had saved her brother, and the Whispering Willow's wisdom had guided her on a journey that restored hope and healing. The village celebrated not only Finn's recovery but also the magic of the Whispering Willow, which continued to watch over them and offer its gentle wisdom. And so, Elara learned that with a pure heart and determination, even the greatest challenges could be overcome. She and Finn lived happily ever after, forever grateful for the magic of the Whispering Willow. In a realm where magic was as common as the wind, there was a hidden orchard known only to a few. This orchard, nestled deep within the misty woods, was renowned for its extraordinary fruits, each one glowing with its own unique light. The orchard was tended by a wise old guardian named Elowen, who watched over the magical trees and ensured that their secrets remained safe. The village nearest to the misty woods was called Havenbrook, a peaceful place where people lived in harmony with nature. Among its inhabitants was a young girl named Lila, known for her curiosity and her kind heart. Lila had heard tales of the enchanted orchard from her grandmother, who spoke of its fruits that could heal any ailment and grant the purest of wishes. One crisp autumn day, as Lila wandered through the forest near her home, she discovered a small, ornate key half buried under a bed of fallen leaves. The key was adorned with intricate designs and seemed to shimmer with a faint magical glow. Intrigued, Lila decided to find the lock it belonged to. Her search led her to the entrance of the misty woods, where a mysterious fog swirled around the trees. Remembering her grandmother's stories, Lila realized that the key might be connected to the enchanted orchard. Gathering her courage, she ventured into the woods. The misty woods were dense and tangled, and the fog made it difficult to see. but Lila's determination guided her through. After what felt like hours, she stumbled upon an ancient gate covered in ivy and moss. With trembling hands, she inserted the key into the lock and turned it. The gate creaked open, revealing the hidden enchanted orchard. The orchard was breathtaking. Trees with silver bark and golden leaves stood tall, their fruits glowing with vibrant colors. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and ripe fruits. Iloan, the guardian of the orchard, appeared from among the trees, her eyes filled with both surprise and warmth. "Welcome, young one," Iloan said. "What brings you to this sacred place?" Lila explained how she had found the key and her desire to learn about the orchard. Iloan listened intently and then said, "You have entered a place of great magic and responsibility. The orchard is in great need of your help. A prince has been lost for many years, and it is said that only the purest heart can find him. The fruits of the orchard may hold the key to his location." Lila agreed to help, and Iloan handed her a glowing fruit from a tree. "This is the fruit of clarity," she explained. "It will reveal hidden truths and guide you on your quest. Use it wisely." With the fruit of clarity in hand, Lila set out on her journey. The orchard's magic enveloped her, and she found herself in a lush meadow, bathed in moonlight. Here, she encountered a talking owl named Oswin, who had a deep knowledge of the land. Oswin informed Lila that the lost prince, Prince Eric, had been cursed and trapped in a hidden castle deep within the Shadowed Vale, a realm of perpetual twilight. To reach the castle, Lila needed to find 3 magical artifacts: the Crystal of Light, the Crown of Wisdom, and the Amulet of Courage. The first artifact, the Crystal of Light, was said to be hidden in the heart of the Whispering Glade, a place where the trees themselves were alive and spoke in riddles. Lila ventured into the glade, where the trees whispered secrets and challenges. She solved their riddles with her sharp mind and kind spirit, earning the trust of the trees. In gratitude, they revealed the location of the Crystal of Light, hidden within a shimmering pond. The second artifact, the Crown of Wisdom, was located in the Floating Isles, a series of magical islands suspended in the sky. To reach them, Lila had to navigate through a labyrinth of clouds and storms. With the guidance of her fruit of clarity and her bravery, she found a hidden staircase of clouds leading to the Floating Isles. There, she met an ancient sage who guarded the crown. The sage tested Lila's wisdom and kindness, and upon passing, he entrusted her with the Crown of Wisdom. The final artifact, the Amulet of Courage, was guarded by a fearsome dragon in the depths of the Ember Caves. The dragon, though fierce, was also wise and fair. Lila approached the dragon with respect and compassion, offering a part of her own courage as a gift. The dragon, moved by her sincerity, allowed her to take the Amulet of Courage. With all 3 artifacts in hand, Lila returned to the enchanted orchard. Iloan guided her to the entrance of the Shadowed Vale. The Vale was a realm of shadows and illusions, where darkness seemed to twist and turn. Lila used the artifacts, the Crystal of Light to dispel the shadows, the Crown of Wisdom to navigate through the illusions, and the Amulet of Courage to face her fears. Deep within the Vale, Lila found the hidden castle, its towers reaching towards the dim sky. Inside, she discovered Prince Eric, trapped in a spell of eternal twilight. Using the artifacts, Lila broke the curse, and the castle was bathed in a warm, golden light. Prince Eric awoke, grateful and amazed. He thanked Lila for her bravery and kindness. As a reward, he offered her a place in his kingdom, where she could share her wisdom and experiences. Lila declined, choosing instead to return to her village and share the magic she had discovered. With Prince Eric's guidance, Lila and Iloan returned to Havenbrook. The village celebrated her as a hero, and the enchanted fruits of the orchard brought new hope and prosperity. In the heart of a lush and magical forest, there lay a small village known as Starhaven. The villagers were renowned for their nightly tradition of stargazing, believing that the stars were alive and could speak to those who listened closely. They called this practice star whispering, and it was believed to bring guidance and wisdom. In this village lived a curious young girl named Lila. She had always been fascinated by the stars and spent many nights gazing up at the night sky. Lila's grandmother, who was known as the village's best star whisperer, had recently fallen ill, and the village was deeply concerned. Without her grandmother's guidance, the village felt lost, and the star whispers had become faint and unclear. One evening, as her grandmother lay resting, Lila decided to take matters into her own hands. She wanted to find out why the stars had gone silent and hoped to bring back their guiding voices. With determination, she packed a small bag with essentials, a blanket, a journal, and a lantern, and set out into the forest under the light of the full moon. Lila followed a winding path through the trees, guided by the faint glow of the lantern. As she walked, she noticed that the forest seemed quieter than usual, and the stars above were barely visible through the dense canopy of leaves. After hours of walking, she arrived at an ancient stone archway covered in glowing vines. The archway was said to be the entrance to the Celestial Grove, a hidden realm where the stars were said to originate. Taking a deep breath, Lila stepped through the archway and found herself in a breathtaking grove bathed in moonlight. The Celestial Grove was filled with luminescent flowers and trees that sparkled like stars. At the center of the grove stood a grand, ancient tree with silver leaves and a trunk that seemed to hum with a magical energy. As Lila approached the tree, she noticed a shimmering figure standing beside it, a celestial being with radiant wings and a gown made of stardust. The celestial being was known as Astrea, the guardian of the stars. "Welcome, brave Lila," Astrea said with a voice like a gentle breeze. "You have come seeking the voices of the stars." Lila nodded, her heart full of hope. "Yes, I want to help my village. The stars have gone silent, and my grandmother, who was the village's star whisperer, is ill. How can I bring back their guidance?" Astrea's eyes sparkled with understanding. "The stars have grown silent because the balance between their realm and the mortal world has been disrupted. To restore their voices, you must undertake a journey to collect 3 stardust crystals that hold the essence of the stars. Only then can you restore their harmony." Lila listened intently. "Where can I find these crystals?" Astrea pointed to 3 distinct locations in the grove. "The first crystal can be found at the Fountain of Dreams, the second at the Echoing Caves, and the third at the Peak of Light. Each place holds a challenge that you must overcome to obtain the crystal." With a determined spirit, Lila set off on her quest. Her first destination was the Fountain of Dreams, a magical spring filled with sparkling water. To obtain the crystal, Lila had to navigate a series of floating, glowing platforms. Using her agility and quick thinking, she leaped from platform to platform and retrieved the first crystal from the fountain center. Next, Lila journeyed to the Echoing Caves, where the walls shimmered with reflective surfaces. The challenge here was to solve a series of intricate puzzles that required her to use the echoes of her own voice. By listening carefully and solving the puzzles, Lila obtained the second stardust crystal. Finally, Lila made her way to the Peak of Light, a towering mountain that reached high into the sky. The climb was treacherous, but Lila's determination saw her through. At the peak, she faced a radiant guardian who tested her courage and kindness. After passing the guardian's test, Lila received the third and final crystal. With all 3 crystals in hand, Lila returned to the Celestial Grove. Astrea took the crystals and combined their energies, creating a magnificent burst of stardust that filled the grove with a brilliant light. The stars above began to shine brightly once again, and their voices filled the night sky with soothing whispers. "Thank you, brave Lila," Astrea said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You have restored the balance and brought back the guidance of the stars. Your village will now hear their whispers once more." Lila returned to her village, where the stars' guiding voices were clearer and more vibrant than ever. The villagers rejoiced, and Lila's grandmother soon began to recover, her wisdom and strength returning with the stars' guidance. From that day on, Lila continued to listen to the stars and share their wisdom with the village. Starhaven thrived, and the villagers always remembered the brave girl who had restored their starry voices. And so, under the guidance of the stars and the courage of a young heart, the village lived happily ever after. The enchanted carousel. Once upon a time, in the heart of a magical kingdom known as Eldoria, there was a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and sparkling rivers. At the edge of this village stood an old, abandoned carousel in the middle of an overgrown meadow. The carousel was beautiful, with intricately carved wooden animals and vibrant colors, but it had been silent for many years. In the village lived a spirited girl named Arya. Arya had a great love for stories and dreams of adventure. She often wandered through the meadow, imagining the carousel spinning and the laughter of children filling the air. One day, as she explored the carousel, she noticed something she had never seen before: a small, golden key lying in the grass near the base of the carousel. Curious, Arya picked up the key and examined it. It was adorned with delicate engravings of stars and moons. She felt a tingle of excitement and wondered if the key was meant to unlock a hidden secret. Determined to uncover the mystery, she decided to try the key on the carousel's ornate door. To her surprise, the key fit perfectly, and the door creaked open to reveal a dusty, forgotten interior. Inside, Arya found a magical book resting on a pedestal. The book was covered in shimmering blue leather and had a glowing, silver lock. With a sense of anticipation, she used the golden key to unlock the book. As the book opened, a burst of light filled the meadow, and a soft, melodic voice spoke. "Welcome, brave Arya. You have unlocked the Book of Dreams. To awaken the enchanted carousel and restore its magic, you must complete 3 quests. Each quest will test your heart, your spirit, and your courage." The voice continued, "Your first quest is to find the luminous lantern, hidden deep within the whispering forest. The lantern has the power to light up the carousel's heart." Arya set off towards the whispering forest, guided by the soft glow of the lantern she held. The forest was dense and filled with mystical creatures. As she ventured deeper, she encountered a wise old owl perched on a branch. "The luminous lantern is near," the owl hooted. "But first, you must answer my riddle. What has keys but can't open locks, has space but no room, and you can enter but never go in?" Arya thought for a moment and then answered, "A keyboard." The owl's eyes twinkled with approval. "You are wise, young Arya. Follow the path of glowing mushrooms, and you will find the lantern." Following the path, Arya soon discovered the luminous lantern resting on a stone pedestal, its light pulsating gently. She took the lantern and returned to the carousel, placing it in a special slot near the center of the ride. The carousel's animals began to shimmer with life, and a soft hum filled the air. "The second quest is to restore the carousel's melody," the voice from the book continued. "To do this, you must find the golden music box hidden in the crystal cavern." Arya's journey took her to the crystal cavern, where the walls sparkled like a million stars. Inside, she found a series of crystal chimes, each one emitting a different note. To unlock the golden music box, she had to play the correct melody. As she listened to the chimes, Arya realized that the melody she needed to play was the one she often hummed when she was happy. With great care, she played the melody on the chimes. The golden music box appeared, glowing with a warm, golden light. Arya took the music box back to the carousel and placed it on a special stand. As she opened it, a beautiful melody filled the air, and the carousel's animals began to move with grace and rhythm. "The final quest is to bring the carousel's magic to life," the voice said. "To do this, you must find the enchanted jewel, which has been hidden in the heart of the meadow." Arya ventured into the heart of the meadow, where she found a large, ancient tree with a hollow at its base. Inside the hollow was the enchanted jewel, a sparkling gem that radiated a mesmerizing light. With the jewel in hand, Arya returned to the carousel and placed it in the central control panel. As the jewel was inserted, the carousel began to spin gracefully, and a magical glow enveloped the ride. The once silent carousel was now alive with laughter and music, and children from the village gathered to enjoy the ride. Arya's heart swelled with joy as she watched the carousel bring happiness to the village. The once abandoned ride was now a symbol of magic and wonder, and Arya was celebrated as a hero for restoring its enchantment. The village of Eldoria continued to thrive with the carousel at its heart, and Arya's adventures became a beloved story told to children for generations to come. The magical carousel remained a beacon of joy, a reminder of the power of courage, curiosity, and the magic that lies within every heart. And so, the enchanted carousel spun on, filling the village with laughter and dreams, forever cherished in the land of Eldoria. Once upon a time, in a realm where magic danced on the edge of reality, there was a kingdom known as Luminera, bathed in the gentle glow of moonlight. This kingdom was unique, as its land was always illuminated by the soft, silvery light of the moon, even during the day. The moonlight made the flora and fauna glow with a soft, ethereal light, creating a breathtaking landscape of shimmering beauty. At the heart of Luminera stood the Moon Palace, a magnificent castle built from moonstone that sparkled like a constellation. The palace was ruled by Queen Seraphina, a wise and benevolent leader who had the power to harness the moon's magic for the good of her people. Her most cherished possession was a moon crystal, a radiant gem that amplified her magical abilities and kept the kingdom in harmony. Despite the kingdom's beauty and tranquility, there was one challenge that loomed over Luminera. The moonlight, though constant, was beginning to dim, causing concern among the inhabitants. The once bright landscapes were growing shadowed, and the magic that had always been vibrant seemed to be fading. Queen Seraphina knew that something was wrong but could not discover the source of the problem. One evening, as the queen gazed out from her moonlit balcony, a soft, mysterious voice spoke to her. "Seek the moonflower in the forbidden forest, and the truth shall be revealed." Intrigued and determined to save her kingdom, Queen Seraphina decided to embark on a quest to find this moonflower. She prepared a small satchel with essentials, including her moon crystal, and set off under the light of the full moon. The Forbidden Forest was a place of great enchantment and mystery. It was said to be filled with magical creatures and hidden secrets. As Queen Seraphina ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered various wonders and challenges. The first was the Enchanted River, a stream with water as clear as crystal but with currents that could sweep anyone off course. The queen approached the river with care. She used her moon crystal to cast a protective spell that allowed her to safely navigate across. As she crossed, she noticed that the water sparkled with a pale light, guiding her way. Further into the forest, she reached the Whispering Glade, where the trees spoke in hushed tones, sharing ancient wisdom. The whispers were fragmented and confusing, but Seraphina listened closely. She realized that the whispers spoke of a hidden path leading to the moonflower but required a test of purity and intention to reveal it. Determined, Queen Seraphina knelt and closed her eyes, focusing on her love for her kingdom and her desire to restore its magic. The forest seemed to acknowledge her sincerity, and the path to the moonflower began to glow softly, revealing itself through the dense foliage. At last, Seraphina arrived at a clearing bathed in the purest moonlight she had ever seen. In the center of the clearing stood the moonflower, a magnificent blossom with petals that shimmered like liquid silver. It was unlike anything she had ever seen, radiating a gentle, soothing light. As she approached, the moonflower spoke in a melodious voice. "I am the moonflower, guardian of the moon's magic. The dimming of the moonlight is a sign that the balance of magic in the realm has been disturbed. To restore the balance, you must find the moonshadow, a creature who has taken the essence of moonlight for itself." The moonflower's petals opened to reveal a map etched in silver light, showing the location of the moonshadow's lair. Queen Seraphina thanked the moonflower and followed the map, her heart filled with hope and determination. The journey led her to a hidden cave, where the moonshadow, a creature of darkness and deceit, had taken refuge. It was a shadowy figure, its form shifting like smoke. The moonshadow had been siphoning the moon's light to increase its own power, causing the kingdom's magic to wane. Queen Seraphina confronted the moonshadow with courage. She held up her moon crystal, channeling the moon's energy into a brilliant beam of light. "You must return the stolen moonlight to restore the balance," she declared. The moonshadow, though powerful, was overwhelmed by the purity of the moon crystal's light. The creature was forced to release the captured moonlight, which flowed back into the kingdom's skies. The balance of magic was slowly restored, and the moonlight grew bright and steady once more. With the moonshadow defeated and the magic of Luminera restored, Queen Seraphina returned to her palace. The kingdom celebrated her bravery and the return of their beloved moonlight. The moon crystal, now even more radiant, was placed in its rightful place, ensuring the continued harmony and prosperity of Luminera. The tale of Queen Seraphina's quest became a cherished legend in Luminera, a story passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of courage, purity of heart, and the importance of protecting the delicate balance of magic. And so, under the eternal moonlight, the kingdom of Luminera thrived in peace and beauty, forever illuminated by the soft, enchanting glow that had once again graced their land. The end. Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush, green forest, there stood a small village named Everwood. The villagers lived simple but happy lives, and their homes were cozy cottages surrounded by vibrant gardens. The most enchanting feature of the village was an ancient oak tree at its center, known as the Elder Oak. The villagers believed that this tree was magical and that it watched over them, protecting their village from harm. Among the villagers was a young girl named Lila. Lila had a special connection with the forest. She could often be found wandering its trails, talking to animals, and gathering herbs. Despite her love for the forest, Lila's favorite place was her grandmother's quaint little shop at the edge of the village. The shop was filled with curious trinkets and mysterious artifacts collected from all over the world. One day, while exploring the shop's dusty attic, Lila stumbled upon an old lantern covered in cobwebs. It was beautifully crafted, with intricate designs of stars and moons etched into its metal. Curious, she picked it up and examined it closely. To her surprise, the lantern was still warm to the touch, despite the attic being cold and untouched for years. Excited by her find, Lila showed the lantern to her grandmother. The old woman's eyes widened with recognition. "Ah, the enchanted lantern," she said. Legend says that it was once owned by a powerful sorceress who could harness the light of the stars. Lila was intrigued. "What does it do?" she asked. Her grandmother explained that the lantern had the power to reveal hidden truths and grant wishes, but only if the bearer was pure of heart and had a noble purpose. Determined to uncover the lantern's secrets, Lila decided to keep it. That night, as she held the lantern in her hands, it began to glow softly. She couldn't resist making a wish, hoping to help her village prosper even more. The next morning, the villagers were astonished to find that their fields had yielded an extraordinary harvest overnight. The crops were lush and abundant, and the village's granaries were filled to the brim. The people rejoiced, attributing their good fortune to the blessings of the Elder Oak. Lila, however, noticed something unusual. Every time she used the lantern, strange, shimmering figures seemed to appear in the village's garden. They were like wisps of light, dancing gracefully among the flowers. Curious and a bit apprehensive, Lila decided to investigate. One evening, she followed the lantern's light deep into the forest, where she discovered a hidden glade bathed in moonlight. In the center of the glade stood a magnificent tree with leaves that sparkled like stars. Around the tree were the shimmering figures, now taking on the forms of tiny fairies. The fairies greeted Lila warmly. "We have been waiting for you," one of them said. "The enchanted lantern you carry was once a gift from the starry realm to protect our forest and its magic. Its light has been guiding us for centuries." Lila listened in awe as the fairy continued, "The lantern's power is not only for granting wishes but also for revealing and protecting the true magic of the forest. We need your help to ensure that its magic remains safe." Lila nodded, feeling honored and determined to help. The fairies explained that the magic of the lantern was being threatened by a dark force from the north, an envious sorcerer named Thorn who wanted to steal the lantern's power for himself. Under the guidance of the fairies, Lila set off to confront Thorn. The journey was perilous, filled with dark forests and treacherous mountains. But with the lantern's light guiding her, she overcame each obstacle with courage and resolve. When Lila finally reached Thorn's dark fortress, she found him surrounded by shadows, his eyes gleaming with greed. He demanded the lantern, but Lila stood firm. "This lantern belongs to the people of Everwood and the magic of the forest," she declared. "It will not be taken by force." Thorn sneered and tried to use his dark magic to snatch the lantern, but as he did, the lantern's light blazed with a brilliant, blinding glow. The shadows around Thorn shrank away, and the dark sorcerer was overwhelmed by the lantern's pure light. Realizing he was no match for its power, Thorn retreated, vowing to seek another way to gain his own strength. With Thorn gone, the dark clouds over the forest dissipated, and the magic of the enchanted lantern was safe once more. Lila returned to Everwood as a heroine. The village celebrated her bravery and the lantern's protection, which continued to bring prosperity and harmony to their lives. The fairies thanked Lila for her bravery and granted her a special gift, a small, star-shaped charm that would allow her to call upon their aid whenever needed. And so, the village of Everwood thrived under the watchful eyes of the Elder Oak and the protective glow of the enchanted lantern. Lila continued to wander the forest, her heart full of wonder and gratitude. The lantern's light remained a symbol of hope and magic, reminding the villagers of the bravery of one young girl who protected their home with the power of a star. The end. Once upon a time, in a charming village nestled in a lush valley, there was a little girl named Lyra. Lyra was known throughout the village for her curiosity and kindness. She lived with her grandfather, who was a retired clockmaker. Their home was filled with timepieces of all shapes and sizes, each with its own intricate story. One day, while exploring the attic, Lyra found an old, dusty chest. Inside, she discovered a beautiful locket shaped like a crescent moon, adorned with tiny, sparkling stars. The locket was unlike anything she had ever seen, with delicate engravings and a soft, silvery glow. Intrigued, Lyra took the locket to her grandfather. He examined it carefully and said, "This is no ordinary locket. Legend has it that a magical locket like this one can reveal hidden wonders and grant one special wish, but only when the moon is at its fullest." Lyra was thrilled. That night, a full moon would grace the sky, and she couldn't wait to see if the legend was true. As twilight fell, she carefully placed the locket around her neck, its cool surface comforting against her skin. When the moon rose high and bright, Lyra felt a gentle tug on the locket. She held it in her hand, and as she whispered her wish for a grand adventure, the locket began to glow brightly. In a swirl of silver light, she found herself transported to a breathtakingly beautiful land, filled with sparkling rivers and glowing flora. The magical land was alive with the soft hum of melodies and the gentle flutter of iridescent creatures. As Lyra wandered through this enchanted realm, she encountered a wise and gentle creature, a moonlit deer with fur that shimmered like stardust. "Welcome, Lyra," the moonlit deer said in a voice as soft as a night breeze. "I am Celestia, guardian of the moonlit grove. Your wish has brought you here. This realm is a place of dreams and wonders, but it is also in need of your help." Lyra listened intently as Celestia continued, "The heart of our realm, the moonstone tree, has lost its light. The tree's magic keeps our world alive and beautiful, but it is fading. Only the purest of hearts can restore its brilliance." Without hesitation, Lyra agreed to help. Guided by Celestia, she ventured deeper into the moonlit grove to find the moonstone tree. As she approached, she saw that the once magnificent tree was now withered and dim, its leaves a dull gray. Celestia explained that to restore the moonstone tree's light, Lyra needed to gather 3 magical ingredients: a drop of dew from the silver falls, a feather from the nightingale of the stars, and a petal from the eternal bloom. Lyra embarked on her quest, starting at the silver falls. The falls were a cascade of liquid moonlight, and with careful patience, she collected a single drop of dew. Next, she ventured into the starlit forest, where she found the nightingale of the stars perched on a branch. The bird's feathers glowed softly, and it willingly gifted Lyra one of its feathers. The final task was to find the eternal bloom, a rare flower that only opened under the full moon. Lyra searched through the grove until she found the flower, its petals radiating a gentle, ethereal light. She carefully plucked one petal and returned to the moonstone tree. With the ingredients in hand, Lyra and Celestia performed the ritual. Lyra sprinkled the dew, placed the feather, and gently laid the petal at the base of the moonstone tree. A soft, magical glow began to emanate from the tree, growing stronger and brighter until it was shining with a dazzling light. The entire moonlit grove came alive with color and magic once more. The creatures of the realm rejoiced, and Celestia expressed her deepest gratitude. "You have restored the heart of our world, Lyra. Your bravery and kindness have brought back the light we so dearly needed." As a token of their appreciation, Celestia gifted Lyra a small crystal vial filled with moonlight. "This will allow you to visit our realm whenever you wish. Simply hold it under the full moon, and the magic will guide you." With a heart full of joy and wonder, Lyra returned to her village, the locket still glowing softly around her neck. She cherished the vial of moonlight, knowing it held the promise of future adventures. Lyra continued to live her days with a sense of magic and possibility. She often shared her stories with the villagers, inspiring them with the wonders of the moonlit grove. And each full moon, she would look at the locket and the vial, remembering the adventure that taught her the true magic of kindness and courage. And so, the village was forever touched by Lyra's enchanting journey, and her tales of the moonlit grove became a cherished part of their lore. Once through 3 trials set by the Gloomshade, the Moonlight Sorceress handed Elara a crystal vial filled with stardust, saying, "This stardust will guide you and protect you from the darkness." With renewed determination, Elara ventured towards the Cavern of Echoes. The journey was treacherous, with winding paths and ominous shadows, but the vial's stardust provided a comforting glow. The first trial was the Trial of Illusions. Elara entered a chamber filled with swirling mist that created deceptive images and voices. To pass, she had to see through the illusions and find the true path. Elara focused on her purpose and followed the light of the stardust, which led her through the mist and out of the chamber. The second trial was the Trial of Echoes. In a vast hall, the echoes of the cavern mimicked her own fears and doubts. Elara had to confront these echoes and stand firm in her resolve. She remembered her village's need for the lantern's light and focused on her love for her home, letting it drown out the echoes of fear. The final trial was the Trial of the Heart. In a dark chamber, the Gloomshade awaited, clutching the moonstone tightly. The Gloomshade challenged Elara to prove that her heart was pure and worthy. Elara spoke honestly of her desire to help her village and her belief in the lantern's magic. The Gloomshade, moved by her sincerity and bravery, relinquished the moonstone. With the moonstone in hand, Elara returned to Lumina. The Moonlight Sorceress appeared once more to bless the lantern. As she placed the moonstone into the lantern's core, its light blazed forth, brighter and warmer than ever before. The village was once again bathed in the lantern's comforting glow, and the night skies of Lumina sparkled with renewed brilliance. The villagers celebrated Elara's bravery and the return of the lantern's light. The tales of her quest and the Moonlight Sorceress's magic became a cherished part of the village's history. Elara's adventure was a reminder that courage, purity of heart, and determination could bring light even to the darkest of places. And so, in the kingdom of Lumina, where the stars danced brightly in the sky and the lantern's light illuminated every corner of the village, Elara's legacy lived on, inspiring future generations to seek out their own adventures and to never lose hope. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and blooming meadows, there was a hidden garden that few had ever seen. This garden, known only as the Moonlit Garden, was shrouded in mystery and said to be enchanted. Legends spoke of its beauty, which could only be witnessed by those who were kind and true of heart. The garden was bathed in moonlight every night, even when the moon was hidden by clouds, and it was said to hold a magical melody that could heal the heart and bring peace to the world. In this village lived a young girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her gentle nature and her love of music. Her grandmother had once told her stories about the Moonlit Garden and its magical melody, and Lyra had always dreamed of visiting it. Her dream was fueled by a deep desire to find a way to help her ailing mother, who had been bedridden for many months. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the first stars began to twinkle, Lyra decided it was time to embark on her quest. She packed a small bag with essentials, a journal, a pencil, a few pieces of bread, and a bottle of water. Her grandmother's tales had given her hope, and she believed that if she could find the Moonlit Garden, she might discover the melody that could heal her mother. Lyra followed the old map her grandmother had drawn years ago, which led her to the edge of the forest surrounding the village. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the path grew darker, but the moonlight seemed to guide her steps. After a few hours of walking, she came across a shimmering pool of water that reflected the light of the moon. Beside the pool was a large, ancient tree with silver leaves that sparkled like stars. The tree's branches seemed to part, revealing a hidden entrance beneath its roots. Lyra took a deep breath and stepped inside. The tunnel was narrow and winding, but she felt a sense of calm and purpose. At the end of the tunnel, she found herself in the moonlit garden. The garden was a breathtaking sight. Moonlight bathed the flowers in soft, glowing hues, and the air was filled with the fragrance of rare blossoms. The garden seemed to be alive, with gentle breezes that carried the scent of flowers and the faint whisper of a distant melody. In the center of the garden stood a grand fountain with crystal-clear water that sparkled like diamonds. As Lyra approached the fountain, she noticed a delicate, silver harp resting beside it. The harp was covered in intricate engravings of flowers and stars. The melody Lyra had heard was coming from the harp, though it was faint and elusive. Lyra gently touched the harp strings, and the melody grew clearer, filling the garden with its enchanting sound. The music seemed to have a soothing effect on everything around her, the flowers bloomed more brightly, and the air became filled with a warm, comforting light. Suddenly, a soft, ethereal voice spoke from the direction of the fountain. "Welcome, Lyra. You have found the moonlit garden, and you have awakened the harp's melody. To unlock the full power of the melody and use it to heal, you must complete 3 tasks that will test your heart, mind, and spirit." Lyra nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. The voice continued, "Your first task is the trial of the heart. You must find and help a creature in need within this garden." Lyra looked around and soon noticed a small, delicate butterfly with shimmering wings tangled in a spider's web. The butterfly fluttered weakly, unable to free itself. Lyra carefully untangled the web, freeing the butterfly. It landed on her hand and looked up at her with grateful eyes before flying off into the moonlight. "You have shown great kindness," the voice said. "Now, for the trial of the mind. You must solve a riddle to reveal the true source of the melody." A stone pedestal emerged from the ground, and on it was a scroll with a riddle written in elegant script: "I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Lyra pondered the riddle, thinking deeply. She recalled her grandmother's stories and her own love of music. "A joke," she answered aloud. The pedestal revealed a hidden compartment with a small, ornate key. Lyra took the key and continued her journey through the garden. "You have shown wisdom," the voice said. "Now, for the final task, the trial of the spirit. You must find the source of the melody and prove that you are worthy of its power." Lyra followed the sound of the music through the garden, arriving at a hidden grove surrounded by ancient trees. At the center of the grove was a beautiful, crystal-clear pond. The harp's melody seemed to be coming from beneath the water. Lyra took a deep breath and plunged into the pond. As she swam to the bottom, she discovered a hidden chamber with a glowing, golden chest. She used the key she had found to unlock the chest, and inside was a radiant crystal that seemed to pulse with the rhythm of the harp's melody. As she held the crystal, the melody grew stronger and more powerful. The crystal's light surrounded her, and she felt a profound sense of peace and warmth. She knew that this was the magical melody she had sought. Lyra returned to the surface, carrying the crystal with her. The garden seemed to come alive with joy, and the voice spoke once more. "You have completed the trials and proven yourself worthy. Use this melody to bring healing and hope to your world." Lyra thanked the voice and made her way back to the village. She used the crystal to create a magical melody that filled her home with a soothing, healing light. Her mother, who had been bedridden for months, awoke with renewed strength and vitality. The entire village was amazed by the transformation, and Lyra's bravery and kindness were celebrated. The moonlit garden remained a place of magic and wonder, and Lyra's story became a cherished legend, reminding everyone of the power of a pure heart and the magic that lies within the world around us. And so, Lyra lived happily ever after, knowing that the melody of the moonlit garden had brought healing and hope to those she loved. The end.